Hey guys, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Last time, we bought a salvage arm from Edo on Cannon Island, and we sailed around the ocean, getting a bunch of treasures that were at the bottom of the ocean. We also got the Sun Key, which we used to access the back half of Molita Island, and this time, we get started on dungeon number 3, the Temple of Courage. What a place, the Temple of Courage, huh? I bet the Spirit of Courage is here. Let's keep going, Link. The main theme of this dungeon is, well, courage. There are going to be death-defying traps that we're going to have to navigate around. First up are these spiked bars that you have to time your excursions into the paths of. There's also a wall here that, as we can tell by the discoloration, has something behind it. That something being a Goron Amber. If you try throwing the bomb in front of the bar, it'll get pushed to the side, so you have to either time it extremely well or just strike it with your sword. This is a blade trap. They'll shoot out at you if you run in its direct path. So you get around it, you have to run in front of it, and then work your way around it, again testing your courage. There's already a shortcut back to the start for some reason, even though we haven't been here that long. And a small key. There's only one locked door to use with it though, so let's run up and use it. I have a rupee in the pot. Going, the number of treasure chests left here is 2. It costs you 20 rupees. No thanks. Let's mark him down. At the end of this hallway, we have a mini-boss. These are Moldworms, the traditional kind, not just the Moldworms. They're large worm-like enemies that you have to hit the spot on their backside in order to defeat. 3 hits from the sword defeats them, or you can also just throw a bomb at them. Nothing else in the boss chamber, so let's go down one floor. And here we're really starting to see the main gimmick. I want to get the rupee. I didn't mean to go up back here. We are just above this giant black empty void. By using the boomerang, you can scout around a bit. And there's that weird switch there. These are called the Shell Beasts, and you have to knock them off the platform. The similar enemies were in A Link to the Past, and I believe that they are meant to be the same enemy, but there's never been any official confirmation considering how remote the enemies in this game are. Gonna mark down the location of that treasure chest. And they also kind of function like the bullies in Mario 64. That switch lowers the blocks way over to the right, even though we can't do anything about them yet. I've always just gotten such an eerie feeling from this floor with, well, the cavernous abyss beneath us. Up here, we have gels that will latch onto you, and in order to get rid of them, you have to run the screen. And these are, I don't think there's actually a name. I'm blanking on what their names are. The gels also can divide up into multiple versions of themselves, so you want to be careful. A spin attack can easily take care of them, though. You want to hit that switch on the floor below us because that allows you to move forward. Big monsters with big ears are hugely vulnerable to loud sounds. There's also a wall here. I'm just storing that closer to be sure it actually registers. Up, down, right, and left. It's not only the order for the switches nearby, it's the very order of the whole temple, so make a note of it. Up, down, right, left. Throw a bomb to take care of those blocks. And here are those two chests we heard about. One of them has a power gem. And the other, Demon Proud ship part. It's easier to have courage to cross the void later if you know this path now. We've seen this pattern before, it's just on the floor below us. So we want to sketch it out because it shows us the way forward. Here, then left, up, down, yeah. Yep, that's it. Now with that obtained, these are green choo-choos. If you try attacking them, they'll sometimes dodge out the way by returning to their gel form, I guess. It's really not showing that, though. This switch is another shortcut back to the entrance. This is... Hey! A Pole's voice. By shouting into the microphone, it will get startled and you can kill it. The Pole's voice is a really interesting enemy. It originated all the way back in Zelda 1, where you had to use a bomb to take care of it, at least in the English version. In the Japanese version, you would actually use the microphone on the Famicom's second controller to startle it. Crystals can only fit into the same shaped platforms. Let's get down the shape of this pedestal. Now, Pole's voices also appeared in Link's Awakening and the Oracle games, but in both of those games you only use items to startle them. Phantom Hourglass is the first time since their debut where you actually were able to use microphones to startle them, and it's also the first and only Zelda game where that's actually been the same in all versions. You have a mini-maze here, and these are Beamos. They'll shoot out beams towards you if you go into their line of sight. And they're also really accurate. They'll get startled with the bombs, though. Or at least they'll get shut off with the bombs, though. We have these switches around the maze, too. And there are 4 of them. But as we remember with the temple, we want to pull them in the up, down, right, left order. That bomb will put the Beamos out of commission briefly. They will come back online after a few seconds. You want to be quick with them. Okay, got the right one. Around here, that one's turning back on, and let's get the switch to the left. It gives us the chest in the center. Yeah, those things are really unforgiving. Half the square crystal. We can take it to the same shaped pedestal, which is right next to the staircase we just went up. Again, it's not really the most dynamic way they could have implemented that design. But this allows us to go back down. Boing boing. Think that you can't go farther because there's no path? What you see isn't always the stone cold truth. For instance, take the wall between the tablets on the first floor. Mysterious. But am I telling you the truth? Who knows? Well, we know since we already saw that. You want to go along, you want to just walk above the abyss on an invisible pathway between the pillars like we saw. Again, it's testing our courage, and we just have to go along the way and trust in the wisdom we received. We have more of those switches, and we just continue putting our faith in our instructions and, well, taking the leap of faith. This is a pretty well hidden item. We saw it as we were going along the platforms to the south. You have a big green ruby. There is never any explicit confirmation that there's a hidden pathway here. You have to divert from the beaten path and get it. That would always gives me trouble since I think you're supposed to get it from the southern portion. It never really registers that you can get it from the invisible pathway until you try. Number of treasure chests left here is 2. No thanks. But we finally get the item in this dungeon, the bow and arrow. Tap on the touchscreen and release it to fire. By tapping, we can aim around and also have a look around. If you lift up on the button before you let go of the touchscreen, you can actually scan around, but you want to be careful because the Link will walk in whatever direction you were pointing in, so you can't accidentally walk off the ledge. But that gives us a purpose for the eye switches we've seen. And also takes care of the Moldorms much easier. Also can get refills from jars. Now we want to hit these switches because shooting an arrow into them automatically redirects them. We can also hit the red-blue switch, allowing us access to this area. And for that almost got it. Come on, can I get it? Wow, there we go. Bad Moldorm. Let me shoot you in the ass. Come, please. Okay, alright. It's gonna come out any second now. Damn, if its face is next to its tail, it's really hard to get a precise shot in. Give me the rupee. Finally had over 1,000 rupees. Boing boing. The crystal needed here is the very same you needed elsewhere. Retrieve the crystal and put it in place here. And while we're at it, let's erase the number so we don't accidentally think there are any more chests on this floor. Now, are you going to show the thing that you can do? No. Shoot an arrow into the eye, and also get more arrows in the process. Use the boomerang, pick those up. And as the Gossip Stone suggested, grab the crystal. Though that does block our path to the invisible walkway, we can always just get back to it from the doorway to the left. Now let's go back up to the second floor. We have more Octoroks here that we can only really take care of with the arrow. Yeah, that was a bad angle. Okay, got that. Didn't drop anything. Let's just go along here and take care of all of them. 2 for the price of 1. There we go. That's very nice. I want to get the rupee. No, I want to use the boomerang, damn it. I guess it's only just 1 rupee, but it still pains me. Alright, heart and a rupee. Alright, grab the heart, grab the rupee, run over the abyss, even though we shouldn't technically be an abyss since there's a floor below us. Boing boing, the number of treasure chests left here is 3. Costs you 20 rupees. No thanks. Get more arrows, and let's pull out our bow and wait for this platform to go by. Or at least to reach us. Because we're going to have to do some aiming here. And of course there are backs here too. That's going to... I could tell this is going to be fun already. How? Die! Die! Thank you, Jesus Christ. Okay, got the one eye. Alright, snipe from afar. Again, you want to be careful with the time you release the L and R button, since you can accidentally cause a Lake to run off the edges, and I've definitely done that plenty of times before. Damn you stupid fucking bats. Okay, that didn't work. I'm not doing good here. First things first, take care of the bats. Actually, let's get the eye there. That gives us one of the chests. Takes care of that one. Okay, all the bats are dead, so we don't have to worry about them. I was not pressing anything. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, something's up with my controller, but I'll have to get that checked out, I guess. That's another power gem. How many do we have now? 10! We can finally get our first upgrade to Leaf. And that's also half of the power gems in the game. So erase a 3, replace it with a 2 so it's accurate. Okay. What? Again, I was not pressing it. What the hell is going on? Yeah, something's wrong here. I hope I don't have any major malfunctions, but yeah, that's not a good sign. These blade traps are gonna be Oh, shit! Oh, jeez. Okay. Bomb the Beamos. Yeah, let's use a potion. Going along here, there's a block that we can bomb. I guess you have to have some momentum to jump over that gap. I'm gonna throw the bomb down. Get out of the way of the blade trap. You die. I need to stop running into things face first. Well, the blade trap is to the right. Grab that block and make... How did I hit the corner? Yeah, I'm not doing so great in this part. But now, we can keep pushing it to the right and do something really cool by just trapping it in there. And it's just making sparks, and hopefully that doesn't set anything on fire. Zora scale, let's erase it 2, replace it with a 1. More arrows and more hearts. Back on the first floor, we have more of these. Yeah, that's a tight fit. Have another shortcut back to the start. That's 3 at this rate. And back down to the yawning chasm. That's just the platform we were on before. Over here, we have some torches we have to light, so let's get the boomerang on the first 3. Once the block gets here, let's also send it up to those. The spikes are lowered, so we can easily get on here with these. More of the shell beasts, though. More arrows. Gotta get them at the right angle, I guess. Wow, he's really not wanting to get knocked off the platform. Can't exactly blame him there, but it would be awfully convenient for us if you did that, and they also can bounce you back. Now we have the arrow switch again, so let's hit it a few times with the boomerang and send an arrow into it. That causes the block slower and opens a way forward. But we also want to arrange it this way because we saw some more arrow switches to the north. That gives us a second treasure chest in this level with a wisdom gem. And as always, erase it too. It's everything on this floor. And in here, hey buddy, how's it going? Another small key to the door right there. Get more arrows. I felt like I had to get those arrows even though they did nothing. And this is a really cool room. Boing boing. To move the floating platform where you want, draw a path on your map. If it's moving on a path you don't like, simply redraw the path. We have a block here, and 4 pillars. All we have to do is just draw this, and the block will follow. And we're simply along for the ride. This part of the dungeon always gives me... you want to be careful about accidentally overlapping things, otherwise it might interpret it wrong. So instead, let's go down and... yeah, that's good. Like I was trying to say, this part of the dungeon always feels so eerie to me. The eyes on their own are creepy enough, and I guess the pillars add to it. Wait, why are we going back? Usually I've had conflicting experiences with this. Sometimes it's really good at recognizing where you want to go, while other times, such as this, it's not very good at recognizing it. The fact that we're just alone above this chasm, just having to follow along the whatever we drew, remembering the order of the temple and just putting ourselves in the hands of this while there's just nothing around us. I'm always expecting enemies to jump out and attack you here, but they never do. I really can't explain the feeling this room gives me, but it's like the usual pace of the game just grinds to a stop. And it's replaced with something completely different. It's times like this that makes me wish that the dungeons had unique tracks to them. Not just because the standard dungeon theme isn't great, but imagine if the Temple of Courage had its own unique soundtrack, and then in this room it was either silent or changed. It would add so much atmosphere to the room. We have the boss key, and all we have to do is just draw a line to where the boss is. I guess this really just exemplifies that this is the Temple of Courage, since we're just braving the dark alone. It really makes you wonder who built the temple. Judging by their relics being found all over, what happened to them. Ponder the grand order of the whole temple and your path will become clear. Already did that. Step into the blue light to return to the temple's entrance. Before we go up, there's a cracked wall. Oh, that did not go where it was supposed to. At least it did there, but we also took collateral damage. You got a courage gem. That's the last item in the dungeon. Restore our hearts. Restore our arrows. Let's go forward. Craig, Bane of Courage. This is one of the coolest boss fights in the whole series. As you saw on the top screen, this is a second-person boss fight. You actually have to look at yourself through Craig's point of view and time your shot exactly right to shoot him in the face, and then attack the purple spots on his shell. Second-person perspectives are already such a rare thing in gaming in general, and I don't think there's ever been another full-on second-person Zelda boss fight. I really wish it was something more Zelda games did, but I really wish just more games in general played around with second-person perspective, because there's so many cool things you could do with it, like this boss fight. And I wish this fight also went on longer. Like, really, all it is just shooting Craig in the face with the bow and then going around to attack its tail. These mini crabs are called Craiglings, too. And I think if you're around for long enough, he will turn invisible again, and then you have to do the second person thing. But yeah, he's just down like that. Really not a hard boss fight, but it's so cool that you're in second person. Did I mention again that it was a second person boss fight? That's so cool. It's always that forest background. You got more sand for the Phantom Hourglass. 2 minutes have been added. You look just like me. What happened? Something seems weird. Doesn't have the same sparkles as the other fairies. And it seems almost dead. Something's odd, but you got the spirit of courage. Maybe now you can find the ghost ship? I can't stop gushing just how cool that boss fight was. I wish it lasted longer though. You got a heart container. You increase your life by 1 to refill your hearts. I usually don't actually beat Craig that quickly, but I guess I did there. Also, his name in Japanese is Gigantic Crustacean Rayard instead. But we've completed our third dungeon, and now we have the Spirit of Courage, even though it seems odd. We also have our 10th power gem. And also, before we leave off, I also just want to say I love the architectural style of the Temple of Courage, but that's a given by this point. Next time, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, we leave the temple and see if we can make sense of what we just found here. See you guys next time.